Well, good evening. This is Jordan Palumbo. I'm pretty much going to do some independent news reporting, just basic, simple, go over what's going on in the world and what's going on with everything and whatnot. And what's been going on recently is the developments in uh, the Ebola outbreak, which has been starting to spread from West Africa to uh, to the United States. Has One person has died in the United States, in Texas, in Dallas. Has spread to likely Canada, spread to Spain, has spread to most of Europe, pretty much, in different areas of Europe. And what do I think about it? Well, probably gonna get bad. It's probably gonna really get bad. And my computer screen's right here where I'm pointing at, so that's why I'm looking over this way when I speak. Uh, I'll go through some of the recent headlines about this, what likely will become a pandemic. Well, with the borders all open up, because we got the communist Obama wants to open up the border to all the world, because he's a complete communist and believes that, yep, bringing all these people in will make him be like vote for the Democrats, which, let's make it simple, Democrats are straight up communists. Uh, Here's a headline. Former Border Patrol agent says CDC is disappearing potential Ebola patients or possible victims of Ebola patients, whatever, uh, that are they're being quietly quarantined along the border states of Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, Southern California. And they're being pretty much, vans are coming up and they're secretly pretty much taking them away. While the head of the CDC says nothing's wrong. So personally, I think they're starting to panic. Secretly, they're panicking, but they're going to try to tell the public that everything's all right, because that's how it works in this messed up, fucked up country of ours. Oh yeah, and the death toll in West Africa from Ebola has at least, they say 4,000. I'd say it's probably double that, triple that. Those countries, the countries and the two countries that it started, uh, I think it's completely, those countries have completely collapsed, Liberia and whatnot. It's And then you get MSNBC says Ebola's worse because of the Second Amendment. Well, you know what? MSNBC, CNN, and all those channels, you know what? Fuck them. They're a bunch of state-run propaganda platforms that want to just, screw the public in any way possible. Yeah, the situation, it's really getting bad. And with it being right around winter's literally coming in within the next couple months. Uh, that's not good. Viruses and illnesses and bacterial infections and everything, they love to grow in cold environments, and that's not a good thing at all. Let me see. Explaining how unprecedented is border control teaming up with the CDC and Homeland Security to find people with potential Ebola symptoms, take them to quarantines, and basically disappearing them to an unknown location to be quarantined and or whatnot. And I really wonder what's going to happen when I met people in Texas, in Dallas, Texas, and whatnot. They're panicking. People are panicking in that area with that person that just recently died within the past couple days of Ebola. Uh, listing some stuff right now on these headphones, and yeah, I'm just going through all the information I can get right now. Been going through the information for the past within the past 3 hours. I've been going through the recent news because I've been busy today working at the studio. And here's something I figured out about Ebola. Uh, usually how the spread of Ebola in Africa in these countries, it goes from usually it will come from the jungles, from the monkeys, and people will eat the monkey meat in the cities, and usually that's how it can spread from. That's how typical it spreads. But in this case, it has started from city and has spread from city to city to city, which makes it very fishy, which makes it extremely, extremely fishy to me. I'm trying to think. There's been people reported with possible symptoms in New York, Pennsylvania, Hawaii, Texas. Well, the person died in Texas, but there's more, up to 800 possibly in Texas. And what the problem is with that is, it's so easy to spread. And the virus literally has mutated extremely rapidly. It has mutated. Usually it takes 3 days to mutate with the normal Ebola virus, but now it takes literally, or not mutate, but how a virus will go into your system and it'll take a while to incubate basically in your system. So like if you're going to get the flu or something, it'll go in your system and then you won't get it for another several days after. Well, usually Ebola will usually before Ebola would usually go in your system. It'll take 3 days to come out, and you'll start getting the symptoms within 3 days of incubation. Now it's 21, so I don't get it. It just rapidly keeps on mutating. And also in the news that they recently sent over 3,000 to 5,000 troops. So the military is over there in these West African countries, and basically what's going on with that is they are basically training with quarantining and whatnot over there, because what they're gonna end, what I think is they're getting ready for it here, and they're gonna come back, train the troops here in case of a civil emergency breaks out from this potential pandemic. And what the bad thing is, they're literally going to bring it back. They're going to get it, and they're going to bring it back. And then it's going to keep on spreading and spreading and spreading. And what really worries me is if something like that happens, when you have millions and millions, even if you have several thousand people infected across the country, people are going to start panicking. And if you get more than a million people getting the virus, people are going to extremely panic. They're going to take the streets. They're going to do this is the extreme scenario of what could happen. Very slight chance, but could possibly happen. It could spread like that, and I don't know, it's mind-blowing. It's collapse of the country. That's what could happen from viruses. It has happened in West Africa, and a couple of those nations that have, if you've seen the images, it's crazy. Like, It's mind-blowing. I don't know. I don't know. It's the situation's getting out of hand. It really is. I don't know. The Ebola may be spreading in Dallas homeless communities, reporting in the news also. So that whole thing's going on. This situation's just gonna keep on getting uglier and uglier and uglier. Really. This is my first quick little episode. I'm shooting at like late in the evening. I'll have more updates and posts about economic news, anything really, what's going on in the world. I'll be on. I'll be keeping an eye on this, pretty much watching it all. So, peace out, enjoy, have fun. I don't know.